Okay, we'll start with an opening statement from Coach, and then we'll toss it to questions for Anissa. Coach?
The score of the game, I don't even, hundreds or something, 20, a good smacking by Marquette, but the score was really 49-17, and that was the rebounding numbers. And when the team can beat you off the backboard 49-17, that's just a tribute to the toughness and competitiveness, combativeness, the grit of the Marquette basketball team. So that's what Marquette did to us tonight on the backboard, and it translated into the score. So whenever we sit here and are forced to face the music after a tough defeat, I think it was very important for people to recognize why the defeat happened. You can scream and holler and make excuses, but when you ask your players to look themselves in the mirror every day, then you have to look yourself in the mirror, you have to look your program in the mirror, and give credit to the team on the other side of the ball that had 49 rebounds and kept us to 17 rebounds. I think that in a nutshell was the basketball game tonight. We didn't defend well. On top of the rebounding factor here, Marquette is a team that Megan's done a great job with this ball club, but it's not exactly an offensive juggernaut, and yet they did score an awful lot of points tonight against us. And so, that's a tribute to the work they've done to get better offensively, but I think we could have been a lot better defensively as well. So I think that's really where the game got away from us, and we were never able to recover it. Third quarter brought it to 4 and 5 a couple of times, but we were never able to get over that hump. And then once we got to the 7-minute mark or the 8-minute mark of the fourth quarter, we figured we had to roll the dice, and I thought the only way we could catch them is to chase them. And once you start chasing people, you're either going to chase them or you're going to get blown, and that's just what happened. So again, Marquette did a great job, and Coach Duffy did a great job, and 49-17 says it all.
All right, we'll open it up to questions for Anissa. Please raise your hand. We'll get a microphone over to you, and if you could just list your name and affiliation when you introduce yourself. We'll start in the back row on the left.
Okay. Alexa Philippou, ESPN. Anissa, Coach just described what he thought was the difference in the game. What do you think made it so difficult to go after the boards today?
I would just say Marquette's determination to get me off the board was one of the biggest things. Sometimes they were sending 3 and 4 people to box me out or just go for the ball, so that was a big thing today.
And obviously we don't know what the future holds with the NCAA tournament, but what do you kind of just take out of this experience with your first real postseason tournament, and what do you hope to take forward from here?
Just to continue to grow. This is not the way I imagined ending my season, but in the Big East tournament, but just to continue to grow. Every day is the next day. It's a time to get better, so we can't dwell on the moment.
Anything else for Anissa? We'll go stick in the back row here on the left.
Hi, Darcy Waskowitz, the Apolia. Anissa, how did it feel to be honored by the Big East before the game?
I was super excited about that. The regular season was very exciting for me, so I'm actually really happy about that.
Go ahead, Ashley.
Hey, Nisi, I wanted to ask about the impact that some of these seniors have had, Lexi and Sonia, on your first year and your game.
They have had a big impact. I wouldn't say just the seniors, but everybody on my team. They are super competitive. They always want to win and go after everything. Very competitive, not just on the basketball court. But I would say that they have sparked my competitive nature even more, considering that it started at home. So they've helped me with that. And also being great leaders on and off the basketball court as well.
Great, Anissa, thank you. We'll let you get back to the locker room. Katie will take you back, and then we'll open it up to questions for Coach.
Thanks, Anissa.
We'll start right here in the middle in the front row.
Doug, you played 32 games, 122. If you could make your case to the selection committee about why DePaul belongs in the tournament, what would it be?
I mean, the schedule we've played a very difficult schedule. First, the case starts with the Big East. Let's start with the Big East. I mean, this is a really good league, and this is a really tough league, top to bottom. I don't think we get recognized for that. And yes, UConn is the obvious great team, but the rest of us are really, really strong teams. And we've played enough people from the other leagues that I know that we're a good enough team to play in the NCAA tournament for sure. Now, when you add everything together, I mean, I'm not going to, you say, what case can we make? We can make the case that we played a really formidable schedule and had some good wins for the year. We have also been inconsistent, and, that's what, Carl, you're asking me a question, and I just really, do we want to play in the tournament? Yes. Do we believe we should play in the tournament? Yes. And yet, I just have a hard time as a human being, and I don't like to swear up here, but I'm going to swear, all right? Bullshitting myself for the world. I mean, I just, and I don't want that in the paper, please, all right? But no, I just really always look in the mirror, and there's 4 or 5 games we left out there that I think we could have had. And I guess if I was a better politician right now, I could be smoother in my campaign to answer your question more smoothly and try to get inside the heads of the committee. But basically, they got a job to do. It's a tough job to do. All right, let's take us out of it right now, and let's just talk about the Big East. All right, absolutely. Nova and Creighton and DePaul are good enough. Let's just take us out of it. Creighton and Nova deserve to be in the NCAA tournament, period. Of course, along with UConn. That is a matter of fact. And going into today's game, I believe that Creighton and Nova and DePaul deserve to be in the tournament. So it doesn't really change. I look at how good are the other teams, and there's a Kentucky team still rolling around out there that we beat pretty handily, and there's a Northwestern team that to talk about being in the tournament that we beat pretty handily. So there's teams out there that we've beaten, and we've played a really, really difficult schedule. And when you're in this league, you have to play UConn twice a year also, and we finish that game. We have them beat, except we don't finish the game in the last 3 minutes. So at any rate, you're asking me a question. I'm still babbling along here, and I don't know that I really have a great answer for you, other than I think we're a quality enough team. I think we deserve to be in the tournament, and yet, what they're going to do and how it's all going to play itself out, I shouldn't be quick to dismiss us from that possibility. It's also interesting how to watch other leagues and watch the guys' side where, people with 16 and 17 wins get in. And just forget the guys. Even on the women's side, people with 16 and 17 and 18 wins get in. And you're sitting here on 22. You'd like to think that that should have been enough along the way, given the schedule that we did play.
Anything else for Coach? We'll go right here in the front to Tim.
Hey, Coach. So it's one thing to, devise a game plan on paper to, try to stop and limit a dynamic and at times dominant player like Anissa Morrow. But, from your perspective, how much can you credit, Coach Duffy for, just devising the game plan and then for her players to go out there and execute it, limiting her to just 6 rebounds and ending that double-double streak?
Well, I think you just said it all. I think I've even said it earlier. I think they just did a really great job. I think Nisa answered the question best when she said that they were sending 2 or 3 people. And all year long, we've been telling our team, when they send 2 or 3 people to keep Anissa from rebounding, the rest of you have to rebound. And so that should have opened the door. It still should have been just Anissa Morrow shouldn't be the reason it was 49-17. There's 4 other players on the floor all the time that could reap the benefit of the fact that they sent the amount of, they sent the kitchen sink at Anissa. So that really relies on the rest of us that we didn't go get the ball. And I think that's really where it's all at. And it's not about just Anissa. I think that's something anybody should do. And Marquette did it well tonight. But then it's incumbent on the other players to go pick up that rebounding slack. And Marquette's, that's their identity is rebounding the basketball, and they're a great rebounding team. But this was more than what they usually do. 49-17 is a gross disparity, and that's on us. That's on the rest of the players for not going and rebounding when Anissa was kept from rebounding.
Anything else for Coach?
Thanks, everybody, for
Coach, thanks.
for covering women's hoops. And Carl, thanks for your question. And the Big East really does, we deserve I guess I need to be more of a politician when it comes to this, but we deserve this league. I mean, I know he said to get rid of me, you got to get moving, but it's just hard for me to watch the Missouri Valley get 2, and then they talk about us getting 1. See, I don't count UConn. If it's UConn plus 1, we're not getting 2, we're getting 1. All right, because nobody else wanted UConn in their league with them. So UConn plus 1 is us getting 1, and the Missouri Valley getting 2, and the Summit getting 2, and you know, the West Coast Conference getting 2. I just you know, I really am a firm, diehard believer Nova and Creighton belong in this tournament, and with a little luck, us too.
Or teams with losing records in their conference.
Say again?
Or teams with losing records in their conference.
Thanks. I'll let you write about that, Carl. Yeah. Thank you.
Coach, thank you. Okay, Marquette will be here shortly. Again, for those who might have missed it, and I'll turn Zoom on so they can hear it too. 6 straight quarterfinal wins in the Big East tournament for Marquette. It's a team record for points in a single game for Marquette in the Big East tournament. There are 44 made field goals and 65.7% field goal percentage, both Big East tournament records. And it's Marquette's second ever victory against DePaul in the Big East tournament. Of course, the other one was in the 2017 championship game. Maybe while we wait for the athletes to come up, we'll open it up to an opening statement from Coach.
Just overall, completely thrilled about our effort and performance this afternoon. I couldn't be more proud of the collective effort of this Marquette team, the way we fought, the way we scored the basketball. We were relentless on the glass, and just a fun March Madness atmosphere for our team today.
Questions first for Liza and Lauren. Raise your hand. We'll get the microphone over to you. We'll start in the middle here, and then we'll go over to the right side. Just wait till we get the microphone over to you.
Hi, Liza. I'm Ciara with MTMV Sports. You came out 7 for 7 and ended the first half with 16 points. What kept you with the sense of urgency throughout the whole game?
I think we know that DePaul is a team that can go on a run, snap of a finger. So I think just having that, coming out with that toughness, coming out with that mentality to keep pushing the ball was huge for us.
And you can actually just pass the microphone down to your left.
Hi, Daniel Matai with Her Hoop Stats. I mean, this is a clinic in efficiency, 65% from the field. Can you just talk about your trust in each other and the chemistry of this team and what gave you so much confidence out there playing together and passing the ball well with a frantic team DePaul?
That's for both athletes?
Yes.
Let's start with Lauren and then go to Liza.
Okay. I would say the way that we play, there's 5 scorers on the floor at all times. So being able to adjust in game, even though they're pressuring us, we were able to get different looks every single time, whether that was high-lows or dribble penetration to kickouts. We were just so sound, I think, and our toughness really showed down the stretch that we were able to get looks even with their pressuring.
Liza, anything?
I would just say playing out of things. I think us as a team, we definitely emphasize execution, but DePaul's a team that sometimes take away that first option, second option. So just playing out of it, playing basketball, and doing our thing.
Raise those hands. We'll start here on the left. We'll go here, and then we'll go to Tim.
Hi, Jim Clark, Women's Hoops World. You guys out-rebounded them 49-17. Doug Bruno says that's the game right there. But you also shot 20% over your season average. What was going on? I mean, you guys shot over 60% in 4 consecutive quarters.
Let's start with
That's a double question, but
we'll start with Liza first.
One thing going into this tournament was just having that playoff mentality. I think last time we played DePaul, we definitely took that personally, just in the sense of we didn't play nearly as close as how we wanted to. So they out-rebounded us last time we played them. That was definitely something we took to heart this time. And in terms of the shooting percentage, we knew we were going to have paint touches. We knew we were going to have mismatches. So I think and runs and transition. So I think that definitely helps the percentage go up a little bit when you're shooting layups.
Yeah. I would say the collective effort, rebounding on the boards, we understand how great of a rebounder Morrow is. And then the guards and the other post players were coming in and cleaning it up. So we understood, trying to lock her down as much as possible. But the other girls, 4 other girls on the floor did a fantastic job finding and getting rebounds. And then I think what Liza just hit on about getting to the second, third, fourth option, when teams take away that first or second, percentages go up, obviously, when you're getting wide open shots. And I think that's the way we were able to get such a high percentage and high efficiency.
Tim, right here in the front.
Hi, Tim Best from the Igloo Podcast. Now, you put up 105 points, and in that second half, you didn't need a single 3 to do that. I mean, for the old heads who grew up not even having a 3-point line, like my father, I mean, it's got to be a nice throwback. But I mean, what does it really say about this team where where the 3-point shot is so commonplace that you can still put up 105 points with only 12 of them coming from behind the arc?
We'll start with Liza first and then go to Lauren.
I think we hit on this a little bit, but just in the sense of we knew DePaul was going to overplay us. We knew that backdoor options were going to be there. We knew those mismatches were going to be there. So I would just say getting our paint touches and inside looks.
I would say also in transition, that was huge. The way the guards pushed the ball and got into me and Liz on early post-ups or just the kick-outs out of that. We obviously know Riss is going to knock down those threes when we hit her, but I think just their pace to get downhill and get us the ball inside, and then what Liz is talking about with the paint touches was big.
Last one for the athletes here on the left.
Hey, this is T. Baker with the Nexus Questions for Lauren. Lauren, you are a graduate student, super senior. What's your mentality coming into this final postseason of your career?
Yeah, I think we talk about a lot in the postseason in March, you raise your level. And I think that's what we've talked about as a team, what Coach Duffy has messaged to us as well. And I think that's what separates the teams in March. So just trying to raise our level as much as possible. We did that tonight, but obviously enjoy this one and then get back to it for round 2.
Ladies, thank you. We'll let you get back to the locker room, and we will reset here for a second and take questions for Coach. We'll start here in the front left, and then we'll work our way through the middle.
Hi, Coach. Jim Clark from Women's Hoops World. I covered you when you were a player.
Oh, wow.
That's how old I am.
We still look the
Yeah,
same.
ever been, well, you do.
Thanks.
Have you ever been on a team that scored 105 before? That's an easy one, then I'll follow it up.
Yeah, we're really not built too often to score 105 points. You mentioned the three-point line. We don't shoot a very high clip from there and just don't take a lot of them. Not that I wouldn't love to, but we're just not built like that with our roster right now. It was just really phenomenal to be a part of, just the way the ball was moving, the way we saw mismatches. You know, when you play a team like DePaul, they're going to pressure you, but they're also going to give you opportunities to make those shots and go downhill and get easy shots, and I thought we took advantage of that. In the second game, we played them earlier in the year, we did the exact opposite. So to see your team kind of transform and when it mattered the most to execute was great. And, you know, when Morrow is so good inside, always around the rim trying to rebound, if you can get the rebound, then you're going to have opportunities going the other way. And I thought we took advantage of that pretty much through 4 quarters. And, you know, then it starts to get contagious and you get confident and maybe shots you don't normally hit start going in. And that's the greatest part about March Madness, I guess.
Yeah. And tell us about that approach tomorrow on the boards. I mean, she said they were sending 3 people at me all the time. Was that your plan, and how do you feel about the way it was executed?
I can't say enough about that young woman, Anissa Morrow, what she's done this year in our league and the numbers she's put up. You know, I think every coach comes in with a maybe plan A, B, and C, and you just hope you'll do a little bit of it against her. She's just relentless, her footwork, her hands, her motor. What we try to do is keep size on her and keep bodies around her, and then, you know, her greatest strength sometimes is that second chance opportunity because she's so quick off her feet. By the time you turn, she already scored and probably has an and one at that point. So just tried to a little bit kind of gang rebound where we had 5 people around that paint that we could scoop up a couple more of those loose balls. Not saying she wasn't going to get a couple of them, but I thought we did a much better job. The second matchup, we played them in the air. I thought we were just kind of standing around and watching one person help with the rebounding or whoever her matchup was. But hopefully just having more bodies around her wore her out a little bit. And, you know, I thought we did probably still had 29 points, but probably did the best we could on her. And maybe our size helped a little bit.
Right here in the middle.
Hey, Coach Ciara from MTMV Sports. Was moving the ball part of your game plan, because at the end of the game you ended with 21 team assists?
Yeah, we have a lot of teams in our league that really have a high assist per made basket percentage, and, you know, we try and do the same thing. We have a really strong inside-outside attack mentality, and the ball was moving really well to get open shots. Obviously, the more DePaul presses, the more opportunities you'll have to get those easier kind of outnumbering situations, so 3-on-2, 2-on-1 opportunities, and I thought today we took advantage of almost all of them. So just really happy with just the way the ball was moving. And, you know, as you can see down our stat line, if you have our 2 main post players in Carlin and Van Clunen with the numbers they had, then that opened up, you know, the 3 ball for McLaughlin. And I thought Jordan King was equally impressive, but just managing the game. I mean, she was over by me every other second of, hey, let's switch up a couple things for us on offense. Just the chess match of discussing it with your point guard through your game was really fun today. And there was just a look in their eyes. And, you know, DePaul's a very, very, very good team and high-octane offense, but I just thought we had just that little extra today across the board.
Here in the third row in the middle.
Ben Schultz, Marquette Wire.
Hey, Ben.
You guys scored the most points you guys scored in a half in the first half, and then opened up the second half. I believe DePaul outscored you guys 7-2, and then you called timeout, and then you guys finished. I don't think DePaul scored a field goal the last 4 minutes. What kind of changed after that timeout? What went into that?
I mean, as a coach, when you prepare enough for DePaul, you know the run's coming. And as much as we were trying to kind of ride the wave of the beginning of that third quarter, we knew it was going to happen. We were dropping the ball, kicking it off our foot for a couple minutes. But I think the overall theme of today is we kept responding, we kept bouncing back. I thought the timeout just to kind of go over our game plan again, get back to just, you know, a couple of our key points on both sides of the ball. And we just knew every possession was going to be critical to not lose your focus. And you could see even they had their last push in that fourth quarter to just kind of go small and run and jump everything hard. And again, I thought we, you know, didn't have the mentality just to break it. We were breaking it to score, which was pretty impressive. And I say that because we've been on the other end where we can barely score. So we'll enjoy this one.
Carlin had a career-high 26 points. After the UConn game at home, you talked about her having big games against big opponents. What did you think about how she played in your first game of the Big East tournament?
I thought Liza Carlin was terrific, just the way she's continuing to grow every day. I think about them as freshmen last year in the world we were living in. It was very hard to find success. So to see her in her sophomore year contributing on the glass, and then obviously being a great front court mate with Van Clunen is really big. Van Clunen's been doubled and triple teamed throughout the year, and Liza has been a beneficiary of that one. So to see her kind of be the lead almost in some things today was great. She has a bright future ahead of us, and she was very serious there, but she's very focused. She wants to help her team in any way possible. So I just loved her mindset to score, and had the size advantage today as well.
Anything else for Coach? We'll go back here to the front row.
Thank you.
So next comes a real different team. I mean, DePaul is not known as a great defensive team. They're not very big. How do you make a shift from the plan for DePaul to the plan for probably the best defensive team in this league and in a...
No, they are. They are, for sure.
And they have some bigs. So what do? I mean, clearly you haven't beaten them yet this year, but you haven't played like this either.
Correct. Yeah, you hit it on the head. It's going to be a complete switch of what the game will feel like. I mean, UConn, obviously, their defense continues to be taken up to another level as they get all their bodies back. And, some of the easy baskets we got will not be there tomorrow. We understand that. But, we're going to try and enjoy this a little bit longer, enjoy the stage. I think when we came to the XL Center, it was probably, a week ago, really not too long ago, just being in this crowd with the UConn fans here. We love that. This is fun for us. And, we've learned the last couple, last year especially, like they turned it up to a different level as well. So we'll try and encounter that. We'll try and get some rest. We exerted a lot of energy with that pace today. So, concern will be our legs, and, we might have to use our bench a little bit more. But I'm just thrilled that we finally showcased the team we can be. We've really gutted out some wins. So just the opportunity to have a kind of a beautiful win today with a lot of scoring and a lot of great plays for the fans, and this environment is great. And we just really appreciate the opportunity to play one more day, and the opportunity to play against another Hall of Fame coach for me, and Lauren Van Clunen to play one more day in postseason. We're gonna soak it in no matter what that score looks like or how big they are, and keep fighting.
Coach. Coach, thank you very much. We appreciate your time. We'll see you tomorrow.
Guys.